Hello, football fans. Well, can you believe it? We're pretty much a month into the season, and week 4 was wild. And for this Packers fan, oh boy, down 28-0, but we still almost won it. If we only had a kicker, we would have. But Jordan Love played his ass off. That had to have been the best game in his budding career, and he's going to have more breakout games like this. But what sucks is we're the only team in the division to lose again because with Minnesota beating us, the Bears won and the Lions won. Hey, wait, this Minnesota is the only undefeated team left in the NFC. Who the hell had that coming? I was looking forward to this season to see the Vikings suck. Now they're 4-0, along with the Chiefs are also 4-0, but the Vikings actually are better than Kansas City right now. They are. It's the truth. And, of course, the week began with Dallas barely beating the Giants, but it's a win. They need it. You know who else needed one? Philly, but that didn't happen. Philly really fell off, and it's just crazy. It's crazy what's happened to them. I mean, the sputtering from the end of the last season, it's still there. I thought they would have improved, especially with Saquon. That hasn't been the case. It's just crazy. But you know who's kicking ass in the NFC East? The Commanders. They look legit. They really look legit right now. Indy with Joe Flacco barely took down the Steelers. It was a very entertaining game. The Jets got embarrassed. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers needs to have a little talk with his buddy Nathaniel Hackett. Because, not one touchdown scored in that game. Not one. So, yeah. They need to talk it out. Houston beat Jacksonville. Jacksonville has problems. Jags fans want Peterson fired. They are also asking why the hell Balky still has a job. It's just wild. And Younghoe Koo really showed out in the Falcons' victory over the Saints. I'm glad I had it on fantasy. Ooh, I'm so glad. The main story of week 4, of course. Ravens and Bills. And face the facts. Lamar's the better quarterback. He's been the better quarterback. I don't know why I know why. But people want to put Josh Allen over him, and it's not even close. Lamar is the better quarterback. People need to face that fucking fact. Plain and simple. And look what he did. He tore down the Bills. Absolutely tore them down. Of course, that Derrick Henry run though. I'm glad I have that man on fantasy football. 199 rushing yards. I think he scored twice, but that long run right there, just 87 yards. That's 14.7 points on that one play. I think at that time he was on pace to get 30 points. He didn't get it, but still he got enough. So, yeah. So Baltimore looks like they're getting back on track. They've won back-to-back games after dropping the first two in such weird fashion. Speed of dropping. Oh, boy. Miami. That team is so fucked, aren't they? People, Tua is owed an apology. Because all these people tried to say, oh, he's no good, he's trash. What they call Tua turned the ball over. Look at the Dolphins without Tua. They're a mess. UFL teams would kill them. I mean, it's just awful. I mean, this is really supposed to be Miami's year to win the division, to dominate the East. Because I had the Bills falling off because they let go of Diggs stupidly. Now, but Tua, they keep putting that boy's health at risk. Though Tua doesn't really help himself either, but they keep putting that boy's health at risk. And look at him now. He's sidelined again with another concussion out. And I think he's supposed to be out another 1 or 2 more games, but it's a nightmare in Miami. It's a total nightmare. Tennessee blew him out. That's how bad it was. And also with Tennessee's win, guess who's the only winless team left? The Jaguars. Ooh, boy. And, of course, the Lions. I mentioned the Lions before. Goff had a perfect game, not one incompletion, and he caught a touchdown pass. Oh, boy. You know, the NFC North really is something, because I really figured the NFC North would be down to just the Packers and the Lions. But then all of a sudden the Vikings started to show up and win games. Now it's kind of a bit of a log jam, and we're at the tail end of it, but it's early. It's early right now. If anybody can scratch and claw out of a hole, it's us. We've done it before. So, yeah. So, again, Chiefs and Vikings are the only unbeaten teams left. Washington is in first place. It's amazing. Oh, the Niners, they easily won, but CMC's pretty much done for the year. He's pretty much done for a year. They haven't really. It's not official, but he pretty much is. They got Debo back, and Kittle's back, but he's banged up again. That's a snake bit tight end. That really is. That's part of the reason why I haven't drafted him on fantasy in the last 3 years. That, and he's undependable when he's healthy. But yeah. So we'll see how the Niners do from here. But this is a pretty wild season. So far. 4 weeks are down, and and we're coming up on week 5, which is basically if you play fantasy, week 5 is at the 1/3 mark of your fantasy football regular season. Fantasy football regular season usually is 15 weeks, 14 if you're in some custom leagues, but a fantasy football regular season is usually 15 weeks, and if you're like, and what you do in that first third determines if you're going to go far in your fantasy league or not. But it's going to be interesting. So week 5 begins with an NFC South battle between the Falcons and the Buccaneers on Thursday Night Football, and we have our first of the London games, Jets in Minnesota. If anyone knows how to beat the Vikings, it's Rodgers. So Ravens and Bengals clash in an AFC North battle. Diggs gets to humiliate his former team, but it's not in Buffalo, though. It's in Houston. The Packers come out here to SoCal to face the Rams. The Niners face Arizona. Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football is Cowboys and Steelers. There's a lot of history there. They've met in 3 Super Bowls. Most frequent Super Bowl matchup ever. And Monday Night Football is the Saints and the Chiefs. And we get the first buys of the season. The Lions, Titans, Chargers, and Eagles are off. Chargers and Eagles need that siesta. They really do. So, that is my recap of week 4. If you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe if you want more. If you're on TikTok, feel free to hit that follow button. My story on week 4 will be featured. Check it out when you can. That story also features my story about the Chiefs. So check that out too. And I'll be back tomorrow. Either tomorrow or Friday to get you baseball fans ready for the division series. So stay tuned.